Hello, everyone. Welcome to Cookie Decorating Live with Hani and Friends. I'm Hani, founder of HaniElas.com, my sweet and savory food blog where you can find recipes like royal icing recipe that we use for cookie decorating and also a great deal of cutout cookie recipes. If you haven't visited my blog, link to the blog is running across the bottom of the screen, HaniElas.com. Hi everyone, happy fall. The cozy season is finally here. Leaves are changing colors and hopefully temperatures are also going to cool down a little bit. How is it going, guys? How are you doing? How are you adjusting to the fall? Does it look like fall where you are? Who is here today? Hi, Charlie. Nice to see you. Hello, Multi-Gem Girl. Hi, Heather. Oh, dripping Chattanooga. Oh, but Tennessee is so beautiful around this time of the year. So hopefully it will improve. Hello, I'm glad you're back. Hello, patriot girl. Hello. Hey, Jen. The calendar says it's fall, but it's all still summer. Wow, hot and humid. Feels like 97. Well, I have to say the temperatures here in Spain cooled down a little bit, at least in the morning. And I feel like it's a luxury to open the window. Let's just say that. Because it's nice and cool in the morning. So I love it. Hello, Byron. Thank you so much. So nice to see you here. Hi, Kathy. Hello, Sally. Hello, June. You're finally home. You're always running somewhere around the world. So it's nice to see you are home. Hi, Jeremy. You have a meeting in 15 minutes. Nice that you made time for us, even though it's for a short time. It's nice to see you. All right, guys. So as you guys probably noticed in the beginning, the banner showed you these cozy looking pillow cookies. I decided to do something I haven't done before. I don't even own a pillow cutter. So I'm going to show you a really neat trick how you can turn your square cutter into a pillow cutter with super simple trimming technique. Also, a reminder, those of you who are new to the live stream, welcome. Let me know how you found the live stream. And if you are watching you can be watching on Facebook. So hello, Facebook viewers. And also on YouTube. Hello, YouTube viewers. So you can subscribe on YouTube and also follow me on Facebook. I prepared a live stream newsletter. This newsletter is available. You can download it or just view it. You don't even have to download it. You can view it on my blog, but I'm going to put a link in the comment section. It includes all the good bits about the live stream, all the tools that you need for this project, and also gives you some inspiration for the October. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so you can check out pink ribbon cookies there, and also it's fall, so I felt like scarecrow cookies are appropriate for this time of the year. And let me put the link in there. Okay, we have Angie's here. Hello, Angie. I hope you are feeling much better. Okay, so the link to the newsletter is there. And you can just view it. And there also, I released 3 new Halloween cookie house tutorials that you can purchase in the Patreon shop. And link to those, it's linked in the newsletter. And also a cute little tutorial that I released, I think last week on Patreon, watercolor ghost cookies holding super adorable Halloween inspired coffee mugs. Here they are. Let's have a look. Oh, I love that. Aren't they adorable? I love the coffee mugs with the spider web. It's my favorite, although the skull is also very cool. Okay, and here's a close-up of those scarecrow cookies. Remember, we did these in a live stream a couple of years ago, but I released a more concise tutorial on YouTube last year as well. And also, if you are new to Hanielas, you can also find a lot of tutorials on Patreon. Patreon is my subscription group. Let's have a look if I have it here. Yes. And I share a lot of exclusive tutorials there. And also you get the templates if you are a member of Patreon. Most of the templates are already on Patreon. Some are in a coffee shop. Okay. So let's have a look at this. Also on Patreon, you can find this tutorial. This is from last year, fall inspired. And last week I released a YouTube video because we are doing twice a month live streams now. We used to do once a week. So there's a lot going on in those 2 weeks. So this new tutorial is also on my blog, a step-by-step picture tutorial. If you prefer pictures over video, sometimes you know, some people prefer pictures, so you can check it out there. All right, and in today's tutorial, I am going to use something that I have used maybe 3-4 years ago when I made velvet pumpkin cookies. So to achieve this velvet texture, I used, that's what we are going to be using today. I used colored sugar. So you can actually find how to make it on YouTube. There is a video how to make the velvet pumpkins, or you can also check out my tennis ball cookies. Those of you who are familiar with my blog probably have seen this tutorial. I'm going to put the link here because in this tutorial on how to make tennis ball cookies, I use this colored sugar to create the fuzz, you know, the like felt like texture on the tennis ball. Let's have a look if I have a tennis ball here. Here it is. So this is the finished cookie. So that's the same medium we're going to be using today to create texture on the pumpkins. However, you can skip it, but if you wanted to use this medium, you need to prepare it. And to do that, in the tutorial, I use granulated sugar and I add food coloring to it. And I blend it until it's almost pulverized. It doesn't have to be like powdered sugar. I also use a little bit of cornstarch to prevent kicking. And then once it's nicely colored and mostly powdery, but it doesn't have to be like super fine like powdered sugar. And then you need to dry it in the oven at very low temperature to remove any moisture and then sift it. So you can find a tutorial on how to make this medium there on my blog. I put the link there for the tennis ball, or you can also, I think I have a link to the video if anybody wanted to check it out for the velvet pump. Oh, here it is. And that you get a total visual there because it's in a video, you get to see what I'm doing. Okay, so let's put this here also in case somebody wanted to check it out. And I'm gonna go back in a comment section. Hello, Natasha. Thank you. Thank you. I love both pumpkins with the blackbird, the velvet color. So thank you, Natasha. Colleen, fall is your favorite time of the year. Okay, so maybe before we get started, while I'm decorating, you guys can let me know if you were to if you had a chance to just bring one cookie cutter fall related. Can you tell me what shape would that be? Think about it really hard. it's an absurd question, I know, but let me know in the comment section. Like there are certain cutters from the fall that I guess some of you will use more than others. So let me know which shape do you prefer for the fall. Okay. Thank you, Kathy. All right, so let me first show you how I made this shape. Because like I said, I don't have a pillow shape, but it doesn't matter. It didn't stop me. So let me show you how I made this shape. So I cut out the squares and then using a knife, I wasn't able to locate a cutter that had that shallow curvature. So I used the knife to create this shallow cut, quite shallow curve on each side. And that's basically how I made the cutter, the pillow shape. So very simple to do. That's even, oh, probably a fancy flag. An acorn cutter. Okay. Wow, you like acorn cutters. I had a really nice acorn. I have several. I would pick around. I was thinking about that. I was actually thinking about that. Which cutter would I pick? Because on the round, you can put anything. Yes, it's hard. It's hard to beat the pumpkin. For Charlie, it's cross. June would pick a fancy flag. And I think for the fall, I love fall leaves. I just love the leaves so much, and when you can airbrush them, so I would choose probably a leaf. But I get it. The pumpkin is also, it's hard to beat a pumpkin. I agree with Sally too. All of these are great choices. Okay, so this is how you can create the oh yes, yes. I love leaf cookies for fall, absolutely. And when they are airbrushed and colorful, oh, it's so pretty. All right, so now we're going to make the pumpkins. I'm going to release the templates for the pumpkins for my patrons tomorrow. So you can find it there. And to make the pumpkins, I'm using the template that's inside of the clear, transparent protector sheet. And here I'm using brown royal icing. I've got my bag fitted with number 2 piping tip. And I'm just going back and forth. You can see it's a piping consistency here. And I'm going slightly in with my brown icing. This is to make sure that it's not going to separate from the pumpkin, and I'm just going to smooth the end a little bit so it's not hard for me to pipe the middle part of the pumpkin. And now we're going to use 3 colors. So I ended up using teal. Hi, June. Teal is June's favorite color. And this is June. If anyone is wondering, June was here a couple months ago showing us how to make beautiful cupcakes. And I'm using about 20-second consistency royal icing here. And I'm going to do this in steps. So we're icing the middle section first, and we have to let that crust, and then we can do the side sections. So make sure that you don't do the adjacent sections right after, because you're going to lose the definition in the pumpkin. And these will have to be made ahead of time. If you have never made royal icing transfers, you can find an ultimate guide. It's a free guide on my blog, how to make transfers in different ways. But most traditionally, this is what you do. Icing is piped on either parchment, wax paper, or you can use clear acetate. And then the icing is left to dry. And the drying, the inactive time, that usually takes the most time. So that will take maybe 8 to 12 hours, depending on the size of the transfer and how thick the icing is. So calculate that. And now, because the fall has just started, you can make a lot of transfers ahead of time. Now, here is one way how you can add the side. So you can, you saw I did an outline and then I filled it in. And I'm going to come in with a scribe tool. You want to agitate it to smooth it. Here, I'm going to do it again. So I'm going to outline this section here and then fill that in. I love the trio of light orange, light blue, and cream pumpkins. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm sorry you're not feeling well, Bubbles Heart Boo. I hope you can feel better soon. So here is another way you can ice it without an outline. I'm just gonna squeeze the icing out and slowly cover this side area with icing without doing the initial outline first. So it really depends on how confident you're feeling with your piping bag and with icing. You can do it either way. It doesn't matter. The result is the same. And then with a scribe tool, you can, while it's still wet, you can kind of pull the icing and make it flush with that first middle section. And to make this teal, I have to say I just used straight from a bottle teal food coloring. It's by Emery Color Brand, and I honestly don't have any trouble with that color. It always comes out really nice. All right, and here is another. So here I'm gonna go around, create like it's almost like a crescent that I'm making, outlining, and then filling that in. Have you done any pumpkin royal icing transfers, guys? These are so great to have on hand for fall. You can pop them on and basically any design, and it's already festive. The top, the red pumpkins that you see, I used, although it doesn't look like that, but it is color red food coloring that I absolutely love. Thank you, Heather. If you want to mute it down for the fall, a lot of times you see these more earthy colors. You can add a little bit of ivory or brown or even black to very bright colors. When I say a little, like tip of the toothpick, and it's going to kind of mute that color a bit and make it more like earth tone. So now that the pumpkins are dry, we can remove them. You can use them as they are for the pillows. And you see here on the bag, this is what it looks like. And it just makes the stem a little more secure there. So it's not, I mean, obviously if you apply pressure on it, it will separate and break. But this way it's more kind of stable there. So now to apply our sugar, colored sugar, I'm going to brush a thin layer of icing onto these pumpkins. And then we're just gonna coat them with sugar. We're just going to pour the sugar on them. And ideally, I like to wait maybe 20 minutes or something like that. And then we can remove the sugar excess and use this in the project. But like I said, this is an optional step. If you like this texture, you can try it. Or you can leave the pumpkins as they are. Another thing is if you wanted to achieve more like dimension, what you can do where the creases are, where the segments are separating, you can use petal dust like brown petal dust or gray petal dust to achieve some depth in those areas. So you can do that. If you don't have petal dust, you could use a marker and then come in with a slightly damp paintbrush. So this is my sugar, my colored sugar, and I'm just going to dust it generously. I love the colors of the pumpkins. The blue is magical. Thank you. I always say I'm going to make royal icing transfers using leftover icing, and I never do. Oh yeah, you can make sprinkles. Absolutely. So now that it kind of it's partially dry, you can remove the excess with a large fluffy brush. Yes, I agree. It's really hard to find a bad shade of teal. So the colored sugar, let me just back up. So Charlie is asking about colored sugar. So this is the sugar that I created using granulated sugar. So it's like it's pulverized granulated sugar with granulated sugar and a little bit of starch with food coloring until you reach that 90. The color is evenly dispersed and it's homogeneous. And then I put it in the oven at a very low temperature to dry out. And then I sift any kind of lumps that are in there, and then I can use it. Yeah, you can find a full tutorial on YouTube and also on my blog. I'm gonna put the link for the tennis ball. I guess that will be the, or maybe I'll do the velvet pumpkin since we are on YouTube. Velvet pumpkin cookies. It's a YouTube video tutorial. It's not on the blog, but it demonstrates how I made the sugar in detail. I use a coffee grinder actually there. You can also use a small blender or something like that. Okay, so I'll put the link here. Okay. I hope that answers this, Charlie. So thank you for that question. And once you are done kind of removing that excess, obviously you want to be gentle. You don't want to remove all of it. We can use it to decorate the cookies. Finally. All right, so let's remove this screen, and I'm going to come in with my pillow. Now here I have mixed feelings about this part because I was going to do the brush embroidery with different color, and then I changed my mind because I wanted this to be really kind of subtle looking. So to make brushed embroidery design, you can choose a different color. I am using the same color as my pillow. And this is about piping consistency icing here and number 2 piping tip. First, though, I traced my template onto the cutter, so I knew where or how far I could go with the brush embroidery. And I'm just piping like an uneven line on each edge. It does not have to be perfect. Do you guys have seasonal pillows in your house? Is it something that you do? I have a seasonal pillow for Halloween. Oh my goodness! Next week I have in 2 weeks I have to take a picture. It's actually a pillow that I won. I don't win anything ever, but I won a pillow in a giveaway many years ago. And it's a Halloween inspired pillow. It's so gorgeous. The fabric is incredible. There is this witch on it. And maybe I should replicate the witch. It's pink and black and gray. It's beautiful. And now with the paintbrush, I'm using a Filbert 1/4 inch paintbrush, but you can use other paintbrush. Only for Christmas. You have pillows for the Christmas. Yeah, I don't have a lot of, honestly, I don't have a lot of seasonal. The only one is for Halloween. And oh, I do have one for Christmas, actually. I do, with little Santa from my sister-in-law. And now with 15-second consistency, I'm kind of following that outline I made with yellow marker. You want to hide that yellow marker if possible. So go a little further so the yellow marker is not visible. You don't need to make an guide. If you have a guide in front of you, let's say, okay, I'm going to show you my little guide. So my guide is here. So if you, here, I'm going to also include this in the tutorial. So this is the guide. Right, I don't know if you can see. So if you have it in front of you, you can just go by the guide. It doesn't have to be exactly the same as your guide. Just get some folds in there, and it's going to look like pillow. It's very forgiving. And it's slightly sped up. I don't work this fast, okay? So don't need to panic. I work pretty slow. And now we're going to smooth it. And I'm going to, this is optional. You can add your transfer after it dries, or you can add it while the icing is still wet. You have two options. It's dry on wet application or dry on dry application. In this case, dry on wet works really well because our transfer, it's darker than our base. If the base was black, I would be considering adding it after it dries because there is a slight risk of the color seeping through, but these transfers are pretty thick and also they are dark colored. So now we're going to let this dry completely, or at least let it crust before adding the details. So I think, what do you guys think? I think we need a little icing break. And as you guys know, during the icing break, I like to share your work. And Sally, are you here? So here's Sally's recent cookie galore for the fall. And oh my gosh, these cupcakes, guys, aren't they? I mean, incredible. Incredible. I love all your cookies. Thank you for sending all of these. This is a tutorial actually on my blog. And also fall is going to be filled with pie cookies. And remind me what the little balls were. Oh, look at these. Oh, how delicate. Beautiful, beautiful work. And Sally also did the checkerboard. We did that last time we saw each other 2 weeks ago. Cute little transfers. They make things much nicer and elevate your designs every time. I make holiday pillows with fabric placemat. How do you do that? With fabric placemat. Amazing. Sally raises her hand. Oh, it was so quick. I have to make sure that it's not so quick next time, so we can enjoy it for longer. Yes. So the little balls, guys, that you saw, they are Brazilian delicacy. I'm gonna butcher the name. Brigadeiros. Brigadeiros. So thank you so much for sending me all the things that you create. I also wanted to show you. Okay, here is a comparison. So we can see these are the pumpkins that we are using. So obviously you can see the ones on the left side are the ones straight off the transfer sheet, and the ones on the right side, unless you are seeing it mirrored, I hope you're not seeing this mirrored. I hope you're seeing it as I'm seeing it. So the ones that are like slightly darker are the ones with that colored sugar that you can prepare to achieve this interesting texture. Okay. Que bonitas. So pretty. Okay, everybody's loving Sally's work. All right, so let's have a look at the very kind of last bit of this project, and that's going to involve some dot piping. So first of all, you need to create the kind of like the grid, and I'm using PME 1.5 piping tip here, and we're just gonna pipe tons of dots. And the icing I'm using is about piping consistency here. And I'm just piping the dots on each side of the line that I created. Super simple. If you wanted to avoid piping dots, I think you could get away with like a rope. You could do a rope, or you could do any kind of like a knitted design that would give it that that kind of cozy look. Thank you, Sally. Thank you, Charlie. You use the holiday mats and you add fabric to the bag, sew it together. Oh my God, that's so brilliant. I have never thought of that. And you, okay, that's a great idea. So do you do this every holiday, like holiday season? So every holiday season you have new pillows. So this is pretty. I mean, it gets once you do a couple of these, it gets pretty mundane, I have to say, because you're just repeating the same thing. But the effect is really nice. But like I said, you could simplify it with even with you could use that. I suppose you could use some sort of a stencil before you add the pumpkin on, that will give that knitted look, and then pop the pumpkin on. Oh, this is the best. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Kathy. Once it's broken down, it's not that bad, is it? Yeah, I thank you for your comment. It really, I really appreciate that you feel this way. Thank you. We're almost there. Almost. I wish I counted how many dots this was, but. And I find that if the icing is too runny, I find that I would have to do every other dot and then come in again. So I really don't mind little spike on these, because if the icing, let's say, is 20 seconds, it might kind of blend, the edges might kind of blend together. So that's not ideal. And in this case, of course, it's simple. It's so simple. Haven't you seen how I did the pillow, the shape? It was so simple. I'm not saying the whole thing is simple, but that part was pretty simple. This is, if you are new to the live stream, we have an ongoing joke. Jeremy makes fun of me because I say things are simple, and he doesn't think they are simple. Yes, they are so easy. Even Sally thinks they are easy, Jeremy. Okay, so we finished piping all the dots. It's a million dots, but let's see if I have a picture here of them. Maybe I don't. I do have a plate here. Oh, sorry, folks. This wasn't supposed to be there. I do have a plate. Another thing I did. Oh, I don't think it was in a video. So I ended up adding. Let's see. Little large, I would say pom-poms, right? So in each corner and then also in the middle. So I did that. And here you can see I used another color. I used brown. This is the same brown I used for the pumpkins itself. You know, the brown I used for the stem. So I used that brown to create the dot here. So you can play with this design. And you can, of course, create your own pillows. I can't wait to see what Sally makes. Or if you make pillow cookies, please don't hesitate to send me the pictures. My name is very simple. I don't have a complicated name. I agree. All right, guys. So again, we're gonna be live in 2 weeks. The schedule changed, as you know. I'm doing bi-weekly now. The cadence is bi-weekly. And I will be, oh my goodness, it's gonna be October 8th. Oh, wow. It's hard to think about this October 8th. So what do you think? Should I do Halloween? Or should I do something fall related and more geared for Thanksgiving? Halloween or Thanksgiving? Let's see, I'm going to put this question out there. Or fall, I should say. Okay, let's see. Okay, what do you think? Let me know while we are still here. Let me know. I mean, I have something on my mind, but I'm not sure if that's something. Maybe you have some ideas, so let me know. And also, guys, I released a brand new. I forgot about this. This is from 2 weeks ago. We did Alice in Wonderland cookies during the live stream, and now a full-blown step-by-step tutorial with all the details, even how to pipe roses. Is on the blog, and it's also on my YouTube channel here. So if you are on YouTube, you will be able to find it in the upload section. Okay, Halloween on the 8th. On the 8th, we should do Halloween. Charlie wants Thanksgiving. Thank you, Natasha. Halloween on the way. Halloween, I don't celebrate Halloween. Halloween, I'm trying to come up with a new Thanksgiving platter style cookie instead of just a turkey. Oh, I like that. I like to celebrate harvest rather than Halloween. Charlie is for that also. Okay, so I have, all right, I'm going to keep that in mind. Thank you for your input, folks. I hope you enjoyed today's live stream. And if you did, you can do me a little favor and you can put thumbs up next to the video. It helps to get the video out there and trick the algorithm so it gets viewed by more folks. Oh, okay. You are very specific, Heather. Okay, love it. All right, so at least I have some inspiration. I can think of a few things to make. One of each. All right, guys. So thank you so much for being here today with me. It was nice to see you, everyone. And I hope you have a great beginning of the fall. I don't know when is the time change. I think it's end of November. Is it in November or is it coming up this? I hope it's not coming up soon because I don't like the time change. Una por favor. I'm not sure what that means. Sorry. So thank you everyone for being here. I really appreciate you. And I will be back on October 8th. It's hard to believe we are already headed for the last few months of the year, but we are here, and I will see you in 2 weeks. Bye, guys.